All right, I have beaten every Dragon Quest game except 10. 10 was an MMORPG that was never released here, but I have officially beaten, as of tonight, 1 through 9 and 11. So, I gotta rank them. I mean, it's time to talk about which ones are my favorites. If you've never played a Dragon Quest game, they are JRPGs, they're turn-based, character designs and monster designs by Akira Toriyama. They're wonderful. I love the art in these games. Pretty traditional, very just like, level grind, get equipment, nothing too crazy or flashy in terms of that. And their tone is very, I'd say, different from like something like Final Fantasy. So I'm not like a JRPG expert, but I've played a good amount of Final Fantasies. Final Fantasies tend to be very plot driven. They'd be a lot more serious in tone. Dragon Quest ones are definitely more whimsical, and they're usually more about like journeying from town to town, and each town has like its own sort of little story. And then depending on the Dragon Quest, they'll build up, especially the modern ones tend to be more story focused. But a lot of it is just vibes. It's like just going village to village, and you level up, you help people out. That's generally how it goes. Now, I'm going to have some controversial opinions that I think will not be typical of most Dragon Quest players. Listen, if I rank your favorite one low, I don't care. We have different opinions. Number 10, my least favorite Dragon Quest that I played would have to be Dragon Quest VI. And you're going to see a theme with the next couple of Dragon Quests here, in that I do not really like the ones where you can basically customize your characters and make them whatever they want. For me, when I'm playing an RPG, I love when each character, one, has a personality. Although Six's characters do have personalities. In like other ones, it's like, oh, you can turn each character into any class you want, which, sure, it sounds freeing, but in a lot of cases, there's kind of like only a certain few you should do, because in order to get certain classes, you gotta master certain classes. What ends up happening, in my opinion, is the characters kind of become just the same blobs. They just become indistinguishable from each other, whereas in a game like, I love the game Final Fantasy IX, each character feels so distinct in their class, and you're not able to change them. They just feel unique and weird. So Dragon Quest VI is one of the ones where you can change their classes, and it's too long. Not only is it one where you can change their classes, it's too long, and unfortunately, I think the characters are kind of boring. I only really remember Carver. He was just like a big guy. There's this whole like dream world thing. A lot of Dragon Quests love to do like, there's the regular world, and then there's the dream world, the alternate world where it's the same world, but it's darker or different, which just makes the game too long, in my opinion. This one really was a drag for me. I don't really look back on it very fondly, mainly because I don't really remember much about it, which is unfortunate. So this one definitely has to be number 10. Number 9, this will be controversial. This will be controversial, is Dragon Quest III. This is a beloved one in the franchise, especially in Japan. It was the first one where you could, pick everyone's classes or whatever. And in 3, they're blank slates. And for me, I appreciated the class thing. At first, I was like, oh, this is kind of different from the first 2. That's interesting. A little long in the tooth for me. It's an older game, right? Felt like a little blander to me. I have not played any of the remakes. I'm sure the remakes really make them a lot better. It was, not really my favorite, and for a lot of the same reasons as 6. A little too long. I don't really love the character class changing ones, so I'm sorry. I know it's beloved, but not really my bag. Number 8 is Dragon Quest VII. I really did not like this. However, I am ranking it higher because I at least like the characters in it. There's some fun ones. Oh god, I'm blanking on their names. There's like the girl who's like your childhood friend. There's the kid on the wolf. Gat, was that? Oh god, I'm forgetting, which is bad. I should remember these characters' names when I spent like countless hours in this game. Dragon Quest VII is formatted. You have these like sort of puzzle pieces that are scattered around this gigantic world map. But then there's also like the past world where it's the same map. And so you're essentially going to locations twice. Again, something that Dragon Quest loves to do. It is so fucking long. It is way too long. Also, the beginning of the game is just, there's like no gameplay for like what feels like 2 hours. It is just running back and forth. There's no battling. Oh, go tell the king this. Oh, go tell the wizard this. And you just go back and forth. It is another one where you change their classes. So again, they just become kind of forgettable. That's kind of why maybe I'm forgetting their names. The puzzle piece thing, I played the 3DS version, so there was a quality of life thing where it would give you a little radar if a puzzle piece was in a town, because that's the whole game. The whole game is you going between present day and past day and just finding all the puzzle pieces to fill these maps that will unlock new islands, and it's way too fucking long. I was so over it. By the end, I was like, I don't want to play this game anymore. It is the longest game, at least from my experience, it's not even close. It is so long. If it had been half the length, I think I would have enjoyed it. But it was so tedious. Yeah, not my favorite. However, the fact that it has slightly memorable characters made me go, okay, I have to rank this a little bit higher. Number 7 is Dragon Quest 1, the first one. This is just a very simple, it's like 9 hours, turn-based RPG. You are only a single hero, you don't get any party members, which I wasn't expecting. I had always just been used to like, oh, Final Fantasy 1, you have like a party of 4. Nope, it's a single hero, you go through, you just level grind, fight, really simple. But because it's so simple and so short, it doesn't make me want to pull my hair out at how long it is. So, yeah, not really a whole lot to say about it. It's charming, it's cute, fun little introduction to the series. It's cute. Number 6 is Dragon Quest 2. This one is, to me, it's just like Dragon Quest 1, but you have 2 party members. Still very rudimentary, it's not very memorable in its plot. I get a very basic game, but again, these are old games, right? So, just the fact that I had party members you could, name, made me go, oh, it's fun. Not a whole lot else to say about it. 1 and 2 are just like, they don't overstay their welcome. They're simple, and yeah, I thought they were perfectly fine. Number 5 is Dragon Quest 4. Now we're getting into the games that I really enjoy. 4 is unique in that it is separated into chapters, and that each chapter has a different protagonist. And so there's like a priest, there's like a knight, there's a shopkeeper. You just go through each chapter, and then at the end they all, unite and it connects. This one, it's a long time since I played this. I played this when I was really a lot younger on the original DS. But I remember really enjoying it, and I think a lot of the characters in it to this day are still very memorable when they do like, Dragon Quest Warriors or whatever. They're using a lot of the Dragon Quest 4 characters because this was the first one in the series where the characters felt really distinct and memorable. 1 through 3 are kind of blank slates in terms of characters. 4 is like, oh, you're gonna remember like Torneko or Kirill, I look back on this one very fondly. It's a cool format as well. I thought it was pretty daring to have these individual chapters. Yeah, it felt just like a huge step up in terms of the Dragon Quest experience. Number 4 is Dragon Quest 8. This was, I think, the first one I ever played. I played this on PS2. I look back on it fondly. I feel like if I played it now, I would maybe enjoy it more. I did like it, though, back in the day. It's got a really fun cast of characters like Yangus and Jessica and Angelo. They're really great designs, really memorable. The villain is a fun design. He's like this evil clown guy. It looks beautiful. It was a really beautiful looking PS2 game. Had voice acting too, which I think was a first. I believe, could be wrong on this, that was an American thing. I don't think the original had voice acting. And maybe they added it later, I don't know. But I know that it was like, oh, American audiences will want voice acting. Let's add voice acting. And it's charming. It's like, they got their accents and stuff. Something that I didn't mention with Dragon Quest games is they have really fun localization with they do a lot of different accents for all the characters. Yeah, there's a lot of charm put into them. Yeah, so my journey with these games was I played 8 first, then 4, then 11, and then I decided to go through the rest of them chronologically. So 1 through, 9. So 8 was a long time ago. but I did really enjoy it. I rank it above 4 because the characters to me were more memorable. Even though I liked 4, I thought 4 was really good. Number 3 is Dragon Quest IX. Now, considering how I went on about how I don't like the character changing stuff, you would think that 9 would be a lot lower. I literally just beat it tonight. It is like 2 a.m. Dragon Quest IX is basically about you're like a celestial angel, and you are going around helping people out to get these figs. The plot is kind of whatever. It is high for me because it really was a game that made me go, oh, the side quest system in this is quite fun. There are these sort of like accolades you can get, something that they really improved upon in 11. And the class system was actually quite fun, because in other Dragon Quest games, it's just like you level up, you master it, and then you kind of move on. But in Dragon Quest IX, there's this whole very robust skill system where you add skill points to stuff like, oh, I'm going to specialize in swords, I'm going to specialize in this or whatever. And as you unlock stuff in the skill sort of chart for that category, those stay permanent even if you change classes. And the game is set up in a way where it encourages you to change classes, because side quests will be like, hey, we really need like a mage, or it requires a mage of this level. So I had a lot of fun just like, okay, even though these characters are blank slate characters, which one's going to be a warrior, which one's going to stay a minstrel, which one's going to, and you level them up and you get these abilities for them. So it felt more custom, whereas in the other ones they just turn into blobos that I don't recognize. In this one it felt like, no, this party member, he is the warrior, and then he specializes in other stuff. This one's the martial artist, and then she specializes in other things. So they felt distinct. Now there's so much more content in it that I'm not playing because it's post-game like side quest stuff. I'm really impressed with how much stuff is in it. Also, there's this fun like fairy character named Stella. She's very sassy and fun. Yeah, I was really surprised. I will be completely honest, I was dreading this one because I was like, oh god, it's another one where you have to just have blank slate characters, and it's also not too long. It's like, I feel like the perfect length for a Dragon Quest game. Honestly, I spent more time in it because I wanted to, because I liked doing the side quests. I didn't do every single one. I just played until I got my fill, and then I just beat the game. But the fact that it made me want to do side quests and extend my playtime is a testament to how fun the game is. That and the cutscenes are really nice for an original. It's an original DS game, but it really holds up in my opinion. So yeah, I was very pleasantly surprised. I did not expect it to be in my top 3, but I'll look back on this one fondly. I think it's a lot of fun. Number 2 is Dragon Quest V. This one is really good. I would say to people, if you are not going to play all of them, I would say 5, and obviously my number 1 would be the ones I'd recommend. 5 is really ambitious in its story and really interesting. I won't go into too much detail, but it basically spans like 30 years, and you have kids in the story, and there's a lot of just like interesting, very melancholy plot twists. I mean, you start out like basically like enslaved, and then like can choose your wife, and then stuff happens, and it's really cool. Like, considering when this came out, I think it holds up really well. Also, it has like you can like recruit like enemy monsters to be party members. I feel like 5 was the version of that, because it's in like a couple of the games, but 5 was the one where I felt it was the most fun. It was the most fun to kind of recruit specific monsters and level them up, and it's great. I really enjoyed it. I think I was just blown away by the scale of it and how it just kind of knocked everything out. It never felt tedious to play. I highly recommend 5. Great game. And number 1 is Dragon Quest XI. This is a masterpiece of a game for me. It is not only beautiful to look at, music's great, but the 100%ing this game, which I did, was one of the most fun experiences I've ever had in a video game. There's so much to do. Mini games, there's, killing every enemy, it has the accolade system from 9, but it just is a joy for me. I'm a guy who loves like making lists and like, okay, I can check this off, check this. I love checklists. So if you're a checklist guy like me, this game is perfect. Not only that, it's a love letter to every other Dragon Quest game. There's this whole thing where you can like basically go back into the worlds of the old games, and honestly, I should maybe replay 11 at some point because I had played 11 before I played all these other ones. But now I would be able to appreciate these throwbacks more. Yeah, characters, I love the characters in it. I felt like pretty emotional stuff that happens. I was so in it. It's one of my favorite JRPGs of all time. It will be hard to top. I hope that 12 can live up to 11, because to me 11 is like kind of a perfect game. If you only play one Dragon Quest game, 11. That's what I always tell people. 11 is magnificent. It truly feels like a Dragon Quest that was perfectly crafted for someone. I hope that 12 can be as fun as that. I'm a little worried about 12, if I'm being completely honest. The fact that they're gearing it towards adults, and I'm like, I don't need an edgy Dragon Quest, if I'm being completely honest. But anyway, I am very, very happy I played all of them, because they're great. They're overall, even the ones I hated, they got Akira Toriyama character, like especially the monsters, it's just a delight. Overall, the Dragon Quest series is a delightful series. I would recommend at least playing one of them in your life. I think they're whimsical, fun, satisfying. They're really special games. So I'm glad I finally am caught up. I mean, I'd love to play 10, but I know there's like some fan translated thing, but I'm also not an MMO guy, so maybe not. But I'm happy to have played 1 through 9 and 11. It felt very satisfying to finally get to this point. All right, thank you for watching, and go play a Dragon Quest game. See ya.